loosen your 4 screws to take it off. Make sure your whole piece, so you got the rope rewind pulley right here, and then this is like your starter paw catcher for your dogs, and it is offset right here. Look, it's flipped over the edge on this side. Here it is right, and then you can see it's hanging over. So let me loosen that up. Okay, so this is why I don't like the spring assist for my commercial users, because they are starting these things over and over again all day long, and the spring assist just really is not made for this. Now, the way this is designed, it's got the rewind spring underneath it to retract the rope back in it, but then the spring assist part, it's got this double-ended spring here. One side goes down there, another side goes in here, and then it sort of like alleviates some of the pressure and tension as you're pulling on it. So what I'm going to do, so he doesn't have this issue anymore, I'm getting rid of his spring assist. And what I keep in stock is this pulley right here. And it's pretty much the same exact thing as this, but it's all in one. It's got the whole rope pulley with the dog catcher part all together. So we're just getting rid of this extra spring assist because it's just going to cause them lots of issues. Now, I usually cut about 34 to 36 inches on my pull ropes. This takes size 3.5 of our eyelet hole here on the side cover. Put our handle back on, make an extra big knot so it doesn't go through the handle. Bring it around to this little notch in the rewind, and we know that when it retracts it goes this way, so I'm going to go the opposite way to give it that tension and let it go back in there just like that.
Okay, special shout out to Chickanic, who you just saw there at the beginning of my video. Earlier this year, actually last October, I was able to purchase 2 of these Husqvarna 450 ranchers, one being an older model and one being a new model. This is a 2022. We'll look at the tag on this one. I believe this is like 2015 or something like that. They changed the recoil. What you just saw Chickanic talking about is exactly what happened to my 450. Ironically, like one day before she made that video, that is exactly what happened to my new model 450 Rancher. So that video helped me out a lot. Showed up just in time. And here's what I ended up doing. I was able to order the new pulley just like she showed in that video. So that part is on the way. However, I have a plastic welder. So those 2 parts that you see in her video, I was just able to melt those together. And this recoil will probably be just fine. There's that spring assist spring that she was talking about in the video. I was just able to take that out. And everything works just like it's supposed to. I do have that part that she showed in the video. It's the old style that this chainsaw has. These starters are completely interchangeable. I swapped them out already. So these the old 450 Rancher and the newer 450 Rancher, they're almost identical. They ran a decompression lever on the older model. They got rid of that on the newer model, and that's probably why they did that spring assist. One of the reasons, anyway, why they did that spring assist on the recoil starter. I'm going to set this camera up on the stand, and I suppose you all are wondering, well, why has he got a steel chainsaw in a Husqvarna video? Well, I'll close out the video with that, okay? Okay, I did look it up. I got that tag looked at. It is a 2015, just like I said. This is the older one. It does not have the spring assist. You can feel that's just solid. I had this recoil starter off already, and I did prove that just like Chickanic showed in the video. This is the older, more reliable starter recoil. So Okay, no problems with that model. That model, I bought that one used. That one right there, I bought that brand new. And it failed after just a few months. So let me get that back together. I'll show it close up working right there. So like I showed you, I just welded that together with my plastic welder. And yeah, I do have that that other part coming, and I'll swap out those parts. Not because it's needed, but might as well, you know. And I'll do a video on that one too. So there we are. That's all it takes to get that working properly. I consider this a factory defective design. Okay, like I said, I'll talk about that at the end of the video. Just take that spring, save it in your collection of parts that you might need, or throw it in the scrap iron pile. It does no good at all, just like Chickanic proved, and what my experience with this saw has proved. So we'll get that back together. Okay, and it's just a simple hex key, the proper size. I don't have the number or anything on that hex key, but I assume it's probably metric. That just slaps right on there very, very nicely. You get those started by hand, just like that. A little pressure on there, and get your mounting bolts started by hand. Okay, I'll pause out right now right after I get these started, just like I showed you. Okay, I got 3 of them good and snug, and now I'm just gonna finish that off just like that. Give them a good gentle torque with a little bit more leverage. You know, be real gentle with this stuff, you know. And that's really all it takes, just like that. Okay, there we are. We're all back together. I gave it 6 pumps. We choke it just like that. Once it fires, right back down into half throttle. Factory defective problem eliminated. Okay. Now every company has their problems and they have their mistakes. I'm not knocking Husqvarna. I really love these 450 Ranchers. They've been a really good saw to me, except for that recoil problem that we just had with it. There's just no excuse for that. Hopefully Husqvarna will fix that. Okay. Was I being too rough and hard on my recoil? No, I'm very gentle with my stuff. That's my 029 Super. What year is it? It's a 1999. I've been cutting firewood all of my adult life. That saw right there is 26 years old. Okay? Bought it in 1999. Never Never even replaced the recoil rope. Never broke it. Never had it fail. Let's get this one started up. I do have to laugh at some of these guys that criticize STIHL for starting harder than a Husqvarna. You just simply don't know what you're doing, or your carb is not adjusted properly. That's all I can say. All right, that's my STIHL right there. I kind of retired it. It's been sitting for a long time, and I'll just start it up right here, right now. It's probably going to take a few pulls. It does not have the primer bulb or anything. Let's give it a try. I pull the throttle all the way down into choke, all the way down. If I'd have been quick enough on that half throttle, now that it's popped off and run a few revolutions, you then go into half throttle. If I'd have been quick enough, this saw would still be running. So what was that, 2 or 3 pulls? I'll have to go back and watch. And STIHLs don't kick back against their pull rope. The recoil on a STIHL is designed completely opposite of the Husqvarna. That's why some of the Husky guys on YouTube, they'll pull their rope out a little bit when they shut them off, so that kickback, the engine always spins backwards a little bit. That kickback will pull on that rope. That's why the Husky guys do that. You don't want to do that on a STIHL. You don't need to. There you have it. Okay, that's my proof that that was a factory flaw. It wasn't me being too rough and abusive with the recoil starter. That's my 26-year-old STIHL. Okay, I'm Dead Wolf. I'm going to wrap this one up. I do like the Husqvarna. Some of the Husqvarna models are absolutely world class. You can find all kinds of videos out there. Husqvarna versus STIHL. As you can see, I'm qualified to talk about that because I own both of them. A lot of other guys on YouTube, talk about both of them too. Both of them world-class saws. STIHL has certain models out there that have problems as well. You will probably run into problems with the Easy Start model of STIHL chainsaws, just like I showed here with the new model Rancher over there. Okay, I'm going to wrap this one up. I am Dead Wolf. Okay, before we end the video, let me go ahead and I will show the technique that the Husky guys here on YouTube try to teach everybody. It's probably more of an issue on the larger CC engines where the kickback is really, really powerful because of that big engine and that extra compression. But you'll see it here on the 450. I'll just pull that recoil up and I'll lightly grip it with my thumb just before I shut the engine off. And you'll see when that engine kicks back, it grabs the recoil. That might be one of the reasons that Husky did that little spring. Chickanic, she calls it a spring assist, and it actually kind of does. It does kind of it amplifies your pull on the rope a little bit with that spring. That spring kind of stores some energy and gives it a little bit more rotation. Not enough to really make a difference, in my opinion. But probably one thing they may have intended to do is, as that starter kicks back, well, it's going to kick back against that spring, and there's a little bit of give in there. But it wasn't a good design. It busted and it failed. And I think you're going to see a lot of this. Anyway, let's start that up. I'll show you the kickback against that recoil. There it is. Just ripped it right out of my hand. Oops, shouldn't let that happen, but you know, it should be tough enough to take that anyway. Okay, let me do a cut with that nice 450 there. We may as well do a cut. This is a chainsaw video. It's going to be kind of a long one too for me. Good warm. There we are. Okay, that's going to be it. I'm Dead Wolf. I'm out. We'll have this kind of fun on the next one. And yeah, I got a lot of firewood to cut. And yeah, I'll be using probably be using my 450 Ranchers. I hope that was helpful. Y'all take care out there. Thanks for watching. There it is. Okay.